What's up, guys? It's Brandon Flash. Today we're here with my 2022 Rivian R1T. I've had it since September of 2022. It's now June of 2023. I've got just shy of 23,000 miles on it, and I'm going to give you a full tour of the condition of it, interior, exterior, how it's holding up. This is just an update to my video series going over the condition on a pretty regular basis. Like I said, this is my 2022 Rivian R1T. I've had it for about 9 months now, something like that. Put 23,000 miles on it, tons and tons of miles on it. If you're new here, welcome. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let me give you a full tour of how my Rivian's holding up. So here it is, Rivian Blue with Ocean Coast interior. We'll get in there in just one moment. We have the 20-inch all-terrain tires. They're holding up surprisingly well for 23,000 miles, and with my pretty heavy right foot, but decent amount of tread left, probably about 10,000 miles remaining on those would be my estimate. You can see on the rear as well, I have rotated them once. Probably not going to bother rotating them again. I just don't really see the point. They're wearing surprisingly evenly. But we'll start on the front here. The truck is not perfectly clean, but it's relatively clean. And you can see my whole truck does have paint protection film on it. I've made a few videos about that as well. And there's not a whole lot of rock chips or anything like that. A few here and there. Some bugs, of course. But overall holding up quite well. And like I said, whole truck paint protection film, so not going to have any swirls, anything like that. Windshield is starting to get a little bit pitted here and there. That's to be expected, but not ideal. Maybe worth getting some sort of windshield protection when you have it new. I've added the running boards. I have a whole video about that. And if you haven't already, definitely check out my accessory guide video. I go over tons of the different products that I use on my Rivian on a day-to-day basis, how I keep it organized, clean, all that fun stuff. Coming around back, again, truck looks about how it should. Pop the tailgate here. Tonneau cover does still work fully. It doesn't sound the greatest, doesn't look the greatest as it's opening and closing, but it's been like that since day one, so it doesn't really give me much concern. And watch it now decide to not work. That would be just my luck. I've got some random stuff back here, don't mind that. But opens, closes just fine without issue. So pretty pleased that mine is still working. I'm pretty sure the reason mine still works so well, and as it should, is because I actually use it. And I also do wash the truck very regularly in touchless car washes. So I think that helps wash out any debris or anything like that that might get built up in there otherwise. Because if you're not familiar, Rivian actually has had issues with the tonneau cover kind of since day one. A lot of them have been breaking, jamming, whatever, because for this to go in the space here-ish, pretty small space, the whole tonneau cover actually separates panel by panel and then stacks. So it's more like a gun magazine or something rather than a typical like roll-up tonneau cover. Coming around to this side as well, again, truck looks great. No real defects or anything worth noting on the exterior of the truck. There are some chips kind of happening down here because there is not paint protection film down below, but nothing crazy. I'd say that's to be expected on a truck that's actually used and driven. So let's start in the back seat. So back seat doesn't really get used a whole lot in this truck. I don't really carry that many passengers. It's usually just me, actually. Somewhat often I'll have a front seat passenger, and every once in a while I'll have the whole truck full, but it's not that common. But back seat looks brand new, as you'd expect. Ocean Coast interior. I'd say there's been more cargo in the back seat than there has been people. But sometimes I'll put down like a towel or a blanket or something on the back seat if I'm hauling things that I think could potentially damage the seats or just make them dirty, just to make it easier and not have to clean them. And I would do that whether it was the Ocean Coast interior or if it was a black interior or any color in between, because if you can avoid cleaning it by just setting something down instead, that's generally the better option. Floor mats, these are the 3D mats, and I'll put a discount code down below and referral link, so definitely if you're interested in these mats, use that link down below. And I have a video actually comparing these mats to the Rivian all-weather mats and to the Rivian factory Chillowitch mats. and I cover these in my accessory guide, so definitely check those videos out if you haven't already. We'll come to the driver's seat, which will show the most wear, if there is any wear at all. And I didn't really clean the truck or anything for this video. This is just how it is on a day-to-day basis. I do clean it on a pretty regular basis, but didn't clean it specifically for this video or anything like that. Door card looking pretty good. There's some scratches here from my ring that if I grab it there, it'll scratch it there. So maybe that will be polished out, not 100% sure. Some dust here and there. Door handle also has a few scratches here and there. I think those would polish out with just a little bit of like light polishing compound or rubbing compound, something like that. No actual scuffs, just a little bit of like marks from feet on the door card, but nothing that wouldn't wipe right off. You've got your sill plate here, so that looks good. A little bit dirty, could use kind of a full detailing, I'd say, but nothing that is permanently damaged. Here you can see a few scratches. I do carry a knife here on my left pocket, and that might scrape a little bit here on this B-pillar trim, but nothing extreme, I would say, for the amount of times I've been in and out of the truck. 3D mats holding up well. These have not been in for the entire life that I've had the truck. These have probably been in the last 10,000 miles, somewhere in there. But again, have a whole video about those. But I really like the coverage there and how well they're keeping the truck nice and clean, and also just the general look and finish of them. Here we have the driver's seat. We do have some marking here. I would say this is kind of leveled off since I've gotten the running boards, because it's a little bit easier to kind of step up and in and then down rather than kind of have to sit on the edge as I get in. So that should help with the bolster wear here. The back bolster wear is essentially non-existent, and I don't really wear blue jeans, so as far as dye transfer, anything like that, not really relevant for me specifically. But overall, Ocean Coast holding up without any issues at all. Here you can see the center console, again, looks brand new. Steering wheel, I'm pretty particular about them. I don't get in with lotion on my hands, greasy hands, anything like that, but every once in a while I will wipe down the steering wheel with CarPro Inside, I believe is the name of the product. I'll link it down below. And steering wheel looks brand new. Could use a little bit of dusting here and there, but that's not any fault of the truck itself. Let's just go around to the passenger side for good measure, but overall, the truck is in fantastic shape, and this truck is actually for sale. So if you're interested, shoot me an email. I have it listed a couple places because it's time for something different, just to get something a little bit cheaper. Here we have passenger seat. Again, it looks brand new. Doesn't get used that much, but does get used here and there. And passenger mat looks even better than the driver mat. Door card over here, again, some minor like marks that would wipe right off, but nothing crazy. And back seat back here, again, looks essentially perfect. And there we have it. That's the condition update of my Rivian R1T at 23,000 miles after about 9 months of ownership. If you have any questions, comment down below. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you're interested in purchasing my Rivian R1T, definitely shoot me an email, comment down below, reach out on Twitter, whatever the case may be, whatever's easier for you. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys for watching.